Hello my friends, this is Joshua Wenninger, and today we'll be going over a few of the notifications in the Let's Play Part 71. Okay, so the first notification is on the survey, which you get 10 Legacy Pack tickets for. Second notification is about the DUELIST CUP. The DUELIST CUP is separated into two stages. Really just need to focus on the first stage, which is going until the 21st, same as the second stage. Just focus on getting to DUELIST level max and you'll be good. The second stage you can do, but there's probably going to be a lot of people that are basically like finding teams, grinding 24/7. So yeah, that's a lot of work. I would say just focus on the second stage. And then here will be the third notification, just a little bit. Of course, I'm doing post commentary here, so I'm not exactly sure when I saw it, but like I should be like getting it up pretty soon now. It's on the this third notification is about the deck slot mission, where you can like basically complete it and you'll increase the number of your deck slots a few times. Maybe like there might just be one to increase it by one, but that is still pretty good, better than nothing. Anyway, a few of the other ones are about the selection pack and the accessories, which I'll go over at a later time. And then another one about the gate add to solo mode, which is that B Trooper gate, which is that new archetype that would just add in that selection pack. I'll go over that at a later time though. And then the next one is about like rebalancing a few of the decks in solo mode. A few of these I haven't played yet, so you should be able to like see like maybe what the changes. You can let me know what the changes are. And then here are the few of the issues that are going on. An issue with the Dinomorphia cards, and then an issue with the two equip cards for the Adventurer token engine, where like basically they're like counting the Adventurer token engine in their card effects when they shouldn't be. So that's basically like all of the notifications there. And of course the reason I'm doing post commentary here is because like I think this is pretty good practice, but also I completely space on like putting my headset on beforehand, so I'm just gonna do this because like I got some pretty good gameplay here. Okay, and then there's the description right there, so you should be able to read that. I'm not going to attempt to read it because I don't know if I gave myself enough time here. So instead I'll just talk about like the clear reward. You get another nice icon. It's pretty cool. It's a Orcustrian icon, which I'll be bringing up. There it is. And then it's also got that description which you can feel free to pause it and read it if you'd like. I'm not going to attempt to read it because like I think I was like going a little fast, and I want to make sure that I get the commentary good. So that was the icon, and then here's the deck. And then of course the deck description is on the side. I will read the deck name though. It's called Loving Machine. So that's the deck name. It's basically just taking a mix of Gimmick puppets and Orcust, which are pretty nice. It's a pretty nice combination because the Orcust and the Gimmick puppets are both machines. So at least they got that going together. So yeah, not bad. And then of course like it's got a good mix of the two. I think there's a lot more Gimmick puppets than there are Orcust. I could be wrong though. It's a pretty good mix, and then it's definitely got the max copies you can run for all the Orcust main deck monsters, which is I think pretty good in my opinion. Definitely would want to run more Harpors if we could, but we can't, so we just gotta play that one. But it does come in handy when you can get it. And then of course, okay, so starting out here, looks like I got a Gimmick puppet which basically when he's normal summoned, you get to send a Gimmick puppet to the graveyard. I also got that World Legacy guy in my hand, which like doesn't really matter all too much. So I'm gonna be like milling that away with that Orcust card to like draw 2 cards, as you'll see in a little bit. I also got the Battle right away, which is pretty nice. It allows me to basically play all my Orcust stuff as quick effects now, at least the main deck monsters and link monsters. So that's really nice. And also the Foolish Burial. What I'll be sending with that is the Harpoor, because Harpoor is pretty good. It allows me to special summon Orcust from my deck, so that's really nice. And then that Orcust will help me to go into my other Orcust link monsters. I'm not running Dingius in this loner deck, so unfortunately can't go into that. I think that is a pretty nice card, so it's a shame that they didn't include in this loner deck here. Anyway, the name of the opponent here is Parched Machine. So yeah, that's... Oh wait, no, Patch Machine. My bad. Sorry. Patch Machine. Anyway, so yeah, you see that I sent that Harpoor to the graveyard, and now go ahead and send that World Legacy card to the graveyard as well, since it's not really doing much in my hand. Unfortunately, I don't get the send to the graveyard effect, but that doesn't really matter. I got the 2 cards out of it, so I was happy about that. Oh, and the thing about Condolence Puppet is it's basically depend on your opponent having like X deck summon monsters, which is my opponent wasn't really able to go into. So like spoiler alert, I'm sorry like if like some of you didn't want to hear that, but like that's just a little bit, but like it's not too long, so like it shouldn't have taken you a very long time to figure it out anyway. So yeah, basically how that Condolence Puppet works. Oh yeah, I was using the Harpoor to special summon out that Symbol Skeleton, which I thought was good since it allows me to special summon Orcust from my graveyard later on by banishing itself. So now I'm going into my Galatea so I can like then like put the Harpoor back into my deck and set a I'm gonna set that one Orcust spell that whenever my opponent normal summons or special summons a monster, I basically get to send an Orcust from my deck either to the graveyard banish, but most of the time it's gonna be from the deck to the graveyard. Anyway, yeah, so okay, and so now I activate the Gimmick Puppet Dreary Doll, which allows me to banish that other Gimmick Puppet to special summon herself. And now using those 2, I can then go into the Longiasu, because all it calls for is one Orcust monster. So the other monster can be whatever I want, as long as it's an effect monster. So I can just use those 2 to go into that. Unfortunately, I don't get to use its effects. Yeah, I don't. Am I able to use this effect or not? I forget if I'm going to be using its effect. I don't think I am. Yeah, I'm not going to be using its effect. But I'm not going to. I believe I just go into basically battle really quick here. But anyway, the Condolence Puppet allows me to send a number of Gimmick Puppets to the graveyard. At minimum, it allows me to send 1, which is pretty nice. And that doesn't rely on my opponent's like having any special summon X deck monsters on the field. But if they control like 1, I get to basically send 2 Gimmick Puppets. If they control 2, I get to send 3. So it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice card. It's like a more specific Foolish Burial at minimum. So like the fact that you can send even more if your opponent controls special summon monsters from the X deck is pretty nice. So yeah, what I'm doing now is during my opponent's turn, thanks to the Orcust Babel, I'm able to banish that Symbol Skeleton to special summon my Galatea again. And then I'll be able to activate my Galatea right away during my opponent's turn to set another Orcust spell or trap. And the nice thing about doing it during my opponent's turn is since I'm, spoilers, going to be using it to set that trap, that Orcust attack, I'll be able to use it right away on my turn. So that's pretty nice. So anyway, okay, so now I'm drawing again. I get that Orcust Brass Bombard, which isn't as good because like I don't have any Orcust in my hand. I would say that's the weakest one, but at least I can still use it if I wanted to draw 2 cards, but I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be trying to activate Galatea again, but as you can see, there's no applicable card in the deck. So that's basically like for those of you who didn't know, oh, I do actually activate the Orcust card that lets me draw 2 cards. That was probably a smart move right there. If I would have gotten an Orcust in my hand, I would have been able to then special summon it using that Brass Bombard. But I unfortunately didn't. So yeah. And then I forget what that Reform Puppet is, but if you need like a better look at the cards, I'll be going over a real quick scroll at the end, and you can feel free to pause during that. Oh, and anyway, I think I'll talk about how the schedule is going to be looking. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll still be doing the Let's Plays, but Tuesday and Thursday will be like either another game, but this week it's going to be the Duelist Cup. I'll be doing stuff with the Duelist Cup tomorrow. I'll be doing stuff like checking to see if the missions are affected by the Duelist Cup at all, because I'm kind of curious in that. And then Saturday and Sunday I'll be going over the selection pack and the accessories. One day I'll be going over the selection pack. That will probably be Saturday, and then Sunday I'll be going over the accessories and looking a little bit more at the notifications that that relate to them. Anyway, so here I'm basically just attacking with my monster so I can activate the Orcust attack, which allows me to banish. I didn't realize it was one of my links to banish a monster on the field, but that's okay because I still have more than enough damage here that I can take him out. And my opponent didn't have any cards. Even if they would have had like a trap that they could have used to stop the attack, I could have just activated my trap in response. That allows me to negate that while I control, I believe, an Orcust Link monster. Anyway, so I got that icon there again for winning. And now here's the opponent's deck, and I'll make sure I put out a warning in the description like for when I'm about to show it. Anyway, if you would like to see the deck description, it's on the right there. And then this is called Parched Machine. Oh, so maybe the opponent's name was Parched Machine. You'll definitely see it in the video. Anyway, so now I'll be soon going over and doing a scroll for each of the cards. It was basically, once again, a mix of Orcust and Cyberdarks, which is a pretty nice combination because, again, just like mine, they're mostly machines. Like, the thing about the Cyberdarks is they have some dragons, and they basically use the dragons. They want to get those in the graveyard because then they can be like equipped via the machine Cyberdark main deck monsters. And when they're equipped, they have effects. Like this one has the effect that's while it's equipped, like it has the monster that this card it's equipped to. Whenever it bows, it sends a monster to a graveyard, and then this one, it sends a monster from the extra deck to the graveyard. And also, while they're sent to the graveyard while they're equipped, you get to like for this one you get to add a Cyberdark monster from your graveyard to your hand. And then for the other guy, I forget what his effect is, but I know he has an effect also where maybe it's a little bit of damage. I'm not sure. It's probably a pretty good effect. So you can like definitely look at that like a little bit more, like pause it. And then of course the Cyberdark Horn, Edge, and Keel basically is like what makes the deck, because they can like equip those guys to themselves. They can also equip like other level 3 dragons. So like if you need to like equip, so if you have like other level 3 dragons, you can always equip those as well. But for this one, it's like really just those like 2 Cyberdark cards that you saw that was the dragons. And this is another one. This one is kind of interesting because like it's kind of a new one. That Cyberdark Chimera allows you to like discard a card to add a power bond, which is pretty cool. And then Power Bond is another way to fusion summon a monster. It's a little bit more risky since you take damage equal to a monster's attack at the end of the at the end phase. So basically, if you're making something 8,000 attack, you better be winning that turn, or else it's pretty much just game over for you. So yeah, and then there's the rest of the deck. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, mixing Cyberdarks with Orcust. I'm always interested in seeing like what how like Konami like does it with these loner decks. It's always pretty cool. And then of course that Cyberdark Realm is another cool card that allows you to add a Cyberdark from your deck to your hand. It's got other effects, but like the effect alone that allows you to add is already pretty cool. So anyway, so that was the one duel. I'll be going into a pack opening here pretty soon. But for the rest of you, I hope you enjoyed my one duel. Again, I'm making these a bit shorter because I'm trying to experiment where like I'm gonna see like how it goes. Like if I'm like posting more often, I'll be like with like shorter videos. I want to see how that goes. So I really hope you guys like the video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe, and consider ringing that notification bell for regular content. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. And remember, for the rest of you who want to save for pack opening, I'll be doing that in just a little bit here. So here's the pack opening. It'll be a few more legacy packs because I haven't gotten any more DUELIST CUP reward ticket packs yet. So, but that should be alright. I got a few pretty good pulls from this legacy pack here, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, so here's what I get. I have to skip it because I'm running out of time. I don't want to go this video to go too much past 20 minutes. It will go a little bit past, but hopefully you guys are okay with that, just because of like this like I added basically like a starter card that's basically from like Share Factory, which adds a little bit of time, but not too much time. Anyway, here's the cards that I pulled from the pack. I talked about Toti Dragon a little bit, at least tried talking about it, but then I forgot the headset. I basically said that Link guy is pretty cool because he basically calls for fairly generic material and can work with like decks that like combine both links and like fusion, synchros, or exceeds. So like he could come in handy for like an archetype later on, but like he doesn't really seem that useful right now, especially not with like prank kids, even though they do play a few fusions, but it just doesn't really seem that good right now. And then like a few of these are pretty nostalgic pulls as well. Like that sandwich was like a pretty interesting one that calls for both Sagan and Witch of the Black Forest, which are two pretty good cards back in the day. And then Unhappy Go is a really notable card for Duel Links, because when it's combined with that one skill that where basically your opponent isn't able to deal battle damage to you during your turn, like you can basically attack into monsters. And you can basically attack into monsters, and I think you can like she has like effects where that happens when she attacks into monsters. I think that's like how they played it. Anyway, that Survival Instinct is also kind of cool because of the whole banishing dinosaurs. You can use that to proc your Giant Rex. There's bad ways of doing it, but it's still kind of interesting. And then Nitwit Outwit is pretty good with Chronomalies because of the whole decreasing attack, and then their like other effects can go off that like require your opponent to have like a monster that has an attack less than its original attack. So yeah, pretty notable cards in this pack opening. I think some of my favorites were definitely the Nitwit Outwit, and like the Link guy too. Was kind of cool, along with the Survival Instinct. So definitely let me know what your favorite cards for this pack opening were, and I really hope those who stayed for the pack opening enjoyed the video. Here's another look at the Unhappy Girl Yeah, I think it has an effect when it bows something. So like, that's like basically how they used it. So anyway, this is almost the end of the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.